Yo, what is up guys? It's the Goblin and welcome back to another Call of Duty Black Ops 4 video. In tonight's video, we actually have some weapon tuning that actually came live today, Wednesday the 17th, and there is some important stuff. The Rampart and the KN-57, two guns that were already absolutely amazing in this game, have received some decently significant buffs, which I'll talk about in this video. Also talk about why I think they buffed two weapons that are already really good, and how I think this affects the KN, and also two class setups that I still think are the top two class setups with the KN, and it really just depends on what you're trying to accomplish. So if you guys could drop a like, you see it up on the screen right now, 801 likes would be absolutely fantastic. Smack that like button. Also subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and hit that notification bell so you guys can have a chance to get first on all of my future videos. Okay, let's get right into it. Now, I made a video yesterday talking about all of the basically game settings update, the patch notes, where we had Arsenal Sandstorm, where we also had Deathmatch Domination, which is actually a really cool game mode. You'll see me play it in the second gameplay here. It's basically a combination of TDM and Domination. It goes up to like 400, and it is the feature playlist. So when a playlist is featured, there usually is a lot of noobs or casual players in it, but because this playlist is so good, there's also a lot of master prestiges or tryhards in that game mode as well. But if you can find the right lobby, it's just absolutely amazing. But I talked about that, how Infected is live on Xbox One and PC, different stuff like that. But today we also got announced weapon tuning. So first of all, the Rampart. We'll talk about the Rampart first because it was just one change. Increased ADS speed, increased ADS in speed for the Rampart. A lot of people are talking about this because people already think the Rampart is OP, and now adding this, of course, a lot of people are kind of up in arms. I'll talk about why I think this was added after, but then the KN-57 also got a few more buffs. It got literally 3 buffs. Insane. This was already probably like my second favorite AR after the Maddox, just because the Maddox was like, I mean, the Maddox is just so damn good. There was times where the KN was my favorite, but I think overall it would be the Maddox. But now they buffed 3 things. So they slightly reduced the recoil. Already this weapon had pretty much no recoil, and there wasn't too much use to run grip unless you had like rapid fire on it or something like that. But now the recoil is almost non-existent, especially because your fights with this weapon are mostly medium range gunfights, especially based on how the maps are designed simply in this map. So slightly reduced recoil, definitely a huge plus on the KN-57. The next thing they did was they increased the ADS in speed, much like they did with the Rampart. So when you're aiming down sights, you're going to be aiming in quicker, which is huge because Call of Duty is what they call a twitch shooter. Usually whoever shoots first, if their shots are accurate, is going to get that kill. So being able to aim in faster and get their shots off quicker and accurate, more accurate quicker, that is a big thing. And then they also buffed quick draw, increased ADS in speed. So you get default, just it's quicker to ADS, and then if you slap on quick draw as well, you're basically a double buff on that. So really huge. 3 buffs for the KM, 1 for the Rampart. Why the heck did they now the KN is an absolute monster. It already was before, but this thing is absolutely crazy, and we'll talk about a class up in a second. But why did they do this? Now, I really believe, and I see a lot of people talking on Twitter saying that these updates were most likely designed around competitive and professional play, just because they want people to not just be using the Maddox and to be using a bunch of different weapons. And that's where the dilemma sort of comes in, where these aren't the best changes for, like, in terms of balance changes for multiplayer. They're great for myself and people watching this video because we can just use these weapons, and these weapons are great. But for the average player, the players on Call of Duty that aren't on a YouTube or just play super casually an hour a week, I don't know. They're buffing really good weapons when there's probably other weapons that need buffs. And the main explanation in my thought process, and from what I see other people talking about as well in the community, is that this is designed around competitive play. But of course, the way that they do it is it affects the public matches as well. And it's on all platforms. So whether you're on Xbox One, whether you're on PS4, whether you're on PC, that patch is live. You can hop on right now as I'm making this video with the KN or the Rampart and experience those buffs. So how much does this buff help out? It's slightly noticeable that you can aim in a little bit quicker. Like I said on the recoil thing, it pretty much had no recoil automatic. So these are just buffs to something that was already really good and taking it to just another tier where I still think, I mean, the KN was already a top tier weapon. This just bumps it up even a tiny bit more. And I think this weapon is litty because I like like it. I've always liked this weapon. Now, as far as a class setup and using this weapon, now with these buffs, this thing is great because you can sort of be quicker with it. You can aim down sights faster. You have quick draw. You can aim down sight faster with that as well. And this was a weapon that traditionally was strong because of its close range time to kill, because it actually takes one less bullet to kill at close ranges, just because of the damage and the ranges and how that is sort of built in with these weapons. So you could actually kill with one less bullets than stuff like the Maddox, which of course is balanced out based on the fire rate, but that's where you get the sort of fire rate and pure power of a Maddox versus the control and pure damage of like a KN. But as far as class setups, let's talk about the two class setups that I've been rocking for a while, and I'm still undecided out of these two class setups of which one is actually the best, because it really depends on preference. And I want to get your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below, because basically these two class setups have three attachments that are similar in them. So we'll go over it first of all. Basically, what do I rock? I rock the KN, and then I rock with the ELO sight. Now, you don't necessarily need the ELO sight. However, the way class ups are designed in this game with gear and everything, you usually end up having one extra slot left over anyway, and I think the ELO is better than the default sights, but the default sights are still really great on this weapon. I'm able to be more accurate with that ELO sight. And then my three attachments that I actually do rock with this thing on both of my class setups are going to be hybrid mags, stock, and quick draw. Those are the three that I would say you probably want to have on every single class step with the KN. Quick draw, obviously, just because you want to play fairly aggressive with this weapon because of that close damage range, and also it was buffed recently, so now there's even more incentive to use that. Hybrid mags, self-explanatory. I've said it 1,000 times in my videos. Hybrid mags is a stupid good attachment. You can literally have basically mini fast mags and mini extended mags all built in. It's absolutely incredible, and I 100% recommend running hybrid mags whenever you have the option available. And then the third one, stock. Once again, self-explanatory. If it's an assault rifle, you should run stock. I mean, if you're watching this video and you don't play with stock in your assault rifles, I've been using stock on assault rifles for years, like years and years and years, and it kind of sucks that certain weapons such as the ICR and stuff in this game don't even have the stock available. But if you're someone that plays with ARs and doesn't use stock, I'd say give it a try, because it just, the strafe in it just makes it so much more comfortable with an AR. The thing is, though, once you start playing with stock, you can't really go back to playing without stock because you're not used to it, right? So that is one class setup, is with those three attachments. And then the gear is going to be the gear is honestly customizable. You could either do ComSec device or stim shot, because you can be up in their face getting a lot of damage in and killing people quickly with a stim shot. However, I just like to run ComSec device because of how strong the streaks are in this game, and how I really think streaks are the key to getting high kills, getting high KD, getting map control, winning games, and stuff like that. So I use ComSec device. And then on the first class setup, like I said, with those attachments, it's three. You have availability for 3 perks. So I'll show that one up on the screen right now. Tac Mask, Gung Ho, and Dead Silence. So this is a pretty standard, playing it safe, nice class setup that you can use with this weapon. And this was the class setup that I was using in this second gameplay right here. I was actually using this class setup. In the first gameplay, I was using the other class setup, which what the other class setup is it is this. I will show up on the screen. So basically, you're swapping out Tac Mask and Dead Silence for rapid fire. Now, why would you do this? Now, the thing about the KN is it's a really strong weapon, but the fire rate is one of its weaknesses. The cool thing is that because it basically has not too much recoil, even when you slap on rapid fire, you don't really get any extended problems based on that. Like with certain SMGs or assault rifles that already have a really fast fire rate, if you slap on rapid fire, okay, now you can kill people quicker, but now you got to deal with it's way harder to hit your shots. There's nothing like that with rapid fire. It's still almost just as easy to hit your shots. It's a very small change in terms of the KN-57 and like hitting shots. Right there, I was not shooting that player's body. I was trying to destroy the whatever assault pack or whatever you call it. But basically, yeah, that would be the other class setup. And this one would be one for more like close range, trying to, if you're fighting against a player with a Maddox quite a bit or against a lot of SMG players, you would probably want this. However, you do sacrifice Tac Mask, which means that those Seeker cars are going to absolutely destroy you over and over and over again because of the way specialists are kind of BS in this game. And you also take away Dead Silence, which exposes you to people with headsets or acoustic sensors. So that is the dilemma. I honestly think that the first class up is safer, but the second one, you can, like, that rapid fire does make a difference. And if you're constantly losing gunfights to a player with a Maddox or to a player with an SMG or certain things like that, I think that this class setup can do well, but you have to also be aware that you're basically rocking with, I mean, the perks aren't that good in this game, and that's why it's not that bad. You have the number one perk, which is pretty much the only one that you 100% need and matters, but you can see stuff like that, like just getting stuck with that car, having tac mask. I wouldn't have survived that gunfight if I wasn't using this class setup in that game, but on the other hand, a lot of gunfights that maybe I would have won with rapid fire, I would lose without rapid fire. So it's all a dilemma, and it's all personal preference and the way you play your playstyle and the map, but you really, with either of these class setups, you're going to do well. I mean, this gun is amazing, and you will absolutely dominate because they buffed it again, boys. Absolutely crazy. Hopefully you guys did enjoy this video. If you guys could smack the like on this thing, I would very much appreciate that. If you guys did make it to the end, subscribe, hit that notification bell. That would mean the absolute world to me. I really do appreciate it, guys, the support on the videos and all that sort of stuff. That's about it. Take it easy. I'll catch you on the next one, and I'm out. Peace. KN-57. How many times have they buffed it? Thing's a monster. Peace out, y'all.